Hey guys, how are we doing today? Welcome back. Hello everybody, thanks for stopping by. So today's video we're going to do a little camping above a farm that I was staying in South Dakota. I was doing some work camping there and they have a lot of land, so on my days off I was able to go out into the back country, spend a little bit of time with Kitty and some cows. As you can see, got to test out some of my equipment, got to go through a very lot of my equipment, which was very necessary. Sorry if it's boring, it was a lot of stuff, but it had to be done. It's probably 3 years worth of hoarding camping stuff, and I finally was able to get it going. So I thank you very much for stopping by. I hope this video gives you a little bit of pleasure, and I hope you enjoy some more of my videos on the channel. Thanks guys, have a good day. All right, everybody. So it's getting late right now. I have the tent set up. The Jeep's kind of unpacked mostly, so we should have some fun. I'm going to do some unpacking tomorrow. I'm not ready to do too much more tonight. I think I'm just going to grab something quick, like a granola bar I brought or something, just to eat it. And Kitty and I are probably going to pass out and wake up early and get the day started. And we can go through everything and see how it goes. So, but other than that, I'll see you guys in the morning. Have a good night.
Hey, cow.
For decades. I'm trying to make this boat look like a really hot babe in a bikini. I want people looking this direction.
But Cody is at a disadvantage in this 2 million acre swamp.
The Florida Everglades is not.
It matters. Covenant theology.
I don't normally drink this much coffee. Well, I drink a lot of coffee, don't get me wrong, but I don't normally drink a cup this big. This is my actually iced coffee holder. You're normally. But I forgot my cup. Yes, to be honest, the house is right over there, but I'm not going to drive over there to get a cup. So when you see me drinking out of this, don't think I'm a coffeeholic. I just don't have a cup.
But within this new ecosystem lie new.
Great. Hey, some good looking stuff right here. Yeah, let's get out of the pool, Dave.
We need this core job getting down.
You're good, huh?
Because I don't know if it's going to be.
Get the hell out of this water before it gets dark.
Thanks. Come on down.
To the base camp. I mean, we're heading to the Sable Mountains, and Dave said that's drier land. Drier is like a chunk of light, brother. I mean, yeah, there's a chunk of losing light.
I say we just get up in here in the mud.
Only rips one way.
You need to find shelter, and I'll deal with fire.
Somebody out there would know what I'm talking about.
Camp out in the open, exposed to the elements. Right now, what I'm worried about is getting up off the ground, and this looks like a pretty good spot to do it. I got the trees right here. This is pretty well protected over.
Get it? Did you find it? Good girl. This was my first attempt This is hatchet only. I will sooner or later finish this up a little bit and get to use it as a something. But, yep.
Alright, we got 1.5 to 2 pounds of meat. You want to dispatch a snake like this very quickly? So all you're really going to do is get a good chopping block somewhere. Like,
I'm assuming that's the heart.
right through these holes. Just like this. And we'll see if what I've got in mind is going to work or not, because it's all trial and error.
You see him? Go get him.
Take this thing.
Kitty.
Just roll it down.
There he is. Go get him.
Like this.
Cells in the skin.
Why don't you give it a feel and see what you think? Number 2. Now we got water, huh? Thanks for the lesson.
Calories and hydration provide the ability to take on new tasks.
It's real sticky, and when you hit this with fire, it burns just like a candle.
Fires may attract attention, but the most urgent distress
Gonna take them down and pin them so they don't blow away.
Cabin type structure, and if it does rain by some chance, we have to protect that signal fire because that's
careful.
ready to go at a moment's notice. All vegetation is made to channel water.
going barefoot is a survival philosophy on which Dave and Cody don't share common ground.
How are those dogs?
But here in the waterlogged swamp, Cody may have an edge.
Considering they've been wet all day long. Tell me, brother.
Fix into a state of deadly exile.
Now you just killed yourself because you're walking in a hot sun asking to cook within hours.
You're being heated up by the sun. You're being heated up by the ground. But Dave doesn't
I normally like
the
my bacon
desert, so I don't think he's gonna be a
crispy.
happy kid.
The eggs cooked very well, and it's cooked in the bacon grease, which is awesome.
That's where I want to be. Water is a
Kitty
big
already
word
had
to
her
me.
breakfast, but
Water's
I'm
my
sure she'll
favorite
eat a piece of this bacon.
This life, from plants and animals to microorganisms.
And look at this stuff. Even if it rained out here, we're still because it's gonna.
And this place is like devastating to me. This ain't Ohio, so this.
There's no resources for survival out here unless you brought them with you.
Cody and Dave will show what it takes to survive a breakdown, using only what a typical off-road biker would have with him.
It's like we have a motorcycle care package.
A helmet,
Might be a good container at some point.
a tarp,
We have some desert shelter to play a motorcycle
come on.
cover.
goggles, a plastic bag, a newspaper, a can of soda,
You don't hydrate with soda pop. It's full of sugar.
and a jug of the most vital desert resource. But not enough of it.
There's a lot of capillary beds close to the skin in the scalp, and that's where 50% of heat gain can happen in a desert survival situation like this. This is water near my skin. My head is cold.
Do I want to wrap something around my face that I just in and smell that? What is the give and take of that, okay? Yeah, my head gets cool, and now I puke my guts out. So I just lost all the hydration. Find any star except the North Star, because the North Star is stationary in the sky. That's why I use it for navigation. All the other stars move throughout the night. Just take a stick that's got a fork in it, almost like a gun sight, and I've got one that's fairly sharp. I'm just going to put one stick in the ground. Then I'm going to take the other stick and I'm going to put it behind it, and I want to adjust it east, south, and west. And I just write the word lured underneath it. And then if I wait 15 or 20 minutes and I lose my hydration,
In normal conditions, the body produces about 1 liter of saliva a day.
This is at least 2.5 in my mind.
Human kidneys can't process any more salt, creating a toxic buildup in the blood, sucking hydration from the body's cells.
If we drank this stuff, we'd dehydrate literally from the inside.
all of a sudden, whack, we got a spring of water.
So just like huge score. A huge score. Now, as far as disinfecting this water, I'm looking at a sand filter as far as I can see.
Yeah, I would
This
drink
place is out in the middle of nowhere.
I would drink it. I just drink it out of scarf.
So I feel pretty good about that in this location.
The cows are
We
back.
should find some place that'll work as a base camp. I don't think there's any reason we need to be more than 100 yards away from
Pictures has to come from the landscape itself.
nice sweet oaks up here. It looks like there's a lot of
Let's go say hi to the cows. Okay, be calm, okay? No barking, don't be loud, no scaring them. We're just gonna hang out. Easy. We got Delmonico, New York, Filet. They want to say hi to you, kitty. They want to say hi. That's all. Yeah. Hey, cow. Ready? Okay. Let's say bye, cows. Bye. Yeah. Where you going? Where you going? Did you get to say hi to some cows? Yeah? Alright. Good morning, everybody. How's everybody doing today? It is about 8:30 a.m. I've been up for a while. I actually didn't check to see what time it was when I did wake up today. I was just kind of waking up. Tomorrow I might do the camera in the face as I wake up and kind of thing, but not today. So I've kind of separated things into sections. Right now I'm just using big black totes, which once you get too much stuff in them, they get heavy. Back of the Jeep. Well, for the longest time I had the bike outside and I hated it. And Acme Bikes, I'm sorry, in Rapid City, South Dakota. Thank you very much. I brought it into them. I haven't seen it in years, but they went through it and did a whole bunch of things. Did a lot of cleaning, redid some of the hubs. I think I got a new cable out of it. My seat dropper was not working anymore, and me with my Nintendo thumbs pushing so hard that I actually broke the lever, unfortunately. So they had to put a new lever on, new cable all the way down. So now you can see this. If I push this button, that seat, I don't want to push it. See it going up? I don't want to push it too much because then it'll hit the roof. But that makes it nice for when you're going downhill or just riding flat or even uphill. It's a different seat position, would make things really nice if you notice. And that's what that does. So, but they also gave me, or not gave me, sold me, I should say, one of these, which is the key piece to being able to put it in here. Of course you can put it in there and just let it ride, but I don't like it when it's all shaky. I like everything to be stable. I took the 1/3 seat down and just sent it back, so now it's right up against the back seat. But I'm able to keep the bike inside right now, in the Jeep. And I'm just gonna, that's where it's gonna live now. I already am hating having a chest freezer, or chest fridge again. I did this in a van. I hate having to take out 17 things to get the thing in the bottom. You can see it's got the rock guard so nothing goes up into the engine bay. It does have the Fox 2.0 with the extra reservoir. Those shocks on this Jeep are amazing. Somebody asked me, Jenny, it's a Smitty built winch up there. Normally this is on the D-hook, but I do have the D-hooks off. That's how I tow the Jeep. I bought the adapters that go right into here. I'll show you that when we get back to the bus maybe, but that's on the Blue Walks. They sell an adapter that just hooks right up onto your front bumper. It does have brake control, so if I'm riding with an off-road trailer or some kind of trailer behind me that has brakes, and it does have the 7-pin in the back. It also has the Midland 2-way radio up there. Nice, nice. What are you doing? What are you doing? Am I talking to them and not you? Yeah? What's going on? What's that thing? So, a lot of you may have seen a video I put out. It's a review. I'm not understanding how I got so lucky to be able to review one of these, but that is the Oops, the OUPES Mega 2. it is a beast. I know I'm just using it to charge phone and iPad and such like that, but I've already ran a skill saw off of it. Electric, kind of like an electric stove, how it has, it's just a one piece part where you can cook on it. It's 120. I'm going to use that. I'm thinking about putting that in my camping gear now that I have this, because this will power that and still give me plenty of power. Yes, Kitty, hi, how are you? Yeah? Are you getting jealous? It's a camera. There's people behind the camera, but we can't see them. How do you know they're there? Come here, over here. Kitty, move. Get out of the way. So, back to the video, sorry. It has, like I said, the 30 amp plug. I'm planning on plugging a bus right into it and seeing how it does with that. And then also what I want to do is have it on the back shelf, and I'm going to put a transfer switch in for my mini split. That's the biggest draw. I can run the whole bus without the mini split for many, many days with no sun. As soon as I put the mini split in the situation, it really takes the battery down. I can only run for like 2 days, if that, to be honest. If I have sun out, it doesn't matter. I just run for forever. So what I'm thinking about doing is putting a transfer switch in and putting this right on the back shelf and having this almost being the power for the mini split while I'm around hanging out while it's not being used, just so it is being used. And I'm thinking it's going to run it without a problem. I'm thinking that most of the tests that I do with this thing of normal use are going to be, I think they're going to be way easy for this unit. This is it's amazing. It's a really small unit compared to what I was expecting to see for the amount of power that it has. It's been able to run everything. I'm not going to, when you're in an emergency situation, you're not going to be running an electric cooker, an electric this, an electric that. So it's more meant for, I would say, a power bank or a power base unit kind of thing. That's what I want to call it. This is, I think it will be very beneficial for a bus, with the fact that it has the extra battery that can attach to it, because everything in this, being able to hold or take in 2,000 watts of solar, having a 2,500 watt inverter, and having a 2,000 watt hour battery inside it is great. It's very usable. Although the only thing, the biggest limit that I see to it is the battery capacity. So by having the extra batteries, if you put this in a bus and then put one of the extra batteries to it, I can very well see this being a full unit, that the only unit you need for a bus. I hate to say that because that's a lot of money I'm going to lose for installs, but the ability to have this, and say you are a homesteader, like I'm going to want to be in the future, being able to take this out of the bus in the future and putting it in the shed or using it somewhere else or using it wherever you need it. It's a portable unit that's not very heavy. It has the handles on both sides rather than just one, so it's a two-handed grab, and it makes it really nice to pull. I have seen videos where people were complaining about the fact that it has all the information on the front here, not on the side like some of them do, so that when you can pick it up and it takes less floor space. I'm not really, that's not what I'm worried about. I'm not worried about the floor space. I'm worried about the usability of it, amount of money I have to spend on it, the ruggedness of it. I've already taken it on one of my work days with me. I've had it between the seats on a piece of plywood, just sitting there powering an AC as I was driving down the road. No worries. This thing, I think, was 700 or 800 watts. Of course, that's nothing for this. And that's, I think I'm going to say that a lot. That where I was saying before was, most of the tests that I'm going to give it for normal use, I think it's going to just win. It's going to be super easy for it. I don't know the correct terminology for it, but I think this unit is going to be way more than I'm going to be using it for normal capabilities. Like I said, I think this is more living situation. This can power your living situation for days, and especially once you hook the solar up to it, which I tell you, they were also nice enough to send me 240 watt panel. 240 watts. That's not bad. So, and we'll put that out here. I mean, I've been using it, don't get me wrong. I've been charging everything. I still haven't charged it up from the other day. It's still only at 73% right now. It is nice. It does have an hour side and what you're using side. I'm charging multiple things, which each one's probably an amp and a half to 2 amps. So it's probably a 10 amp, 7 amps it looks like. So, but that is nice having a kind of a countdown situation. So that'd be great. But we'll go through more of this stuff and the install of the setup here in a little bit. Kitty seems to be finding shade. I think she's already getting warm. Are you already getting warm? It's only 9. over the years, I've just kind of collected stuff and thrown it in backpacks, and it's just been accumulating. And it's time to actually separate it between true survival stuff that I can just put in a bin and just leave it somewhere, and then other stuff that I can actually be using while I'm out camping or just using in everyday life. That's one of the problems that, or not problems, I guess one of the things that happen is when you're camping and you have your Jeep all set up or your bus all set up for one thing, and then while you're living your life, you don't use any of those things. So if I have all your camping gear and all your, you might have some things in there that you could be using throughout the day, but instead what happens is you don't use it for 2 years like I did, and you take it out of the package, and it's either dry rotted or it's expired, or some reason you can't use it anymore. So it was basically a waste of money. And if you don't keep the stuff rotated, then if STHF really happens, then when you go in there to use that kind of stuff, it's going to be worthless to you. So I would recommend at least rotating it. I mean, I do my stuff. I try to go through it at least once a year, and I do go through all this stuff once a year, mainly because I'm switching rigs and I switch what it's in, from backpack to bin and stuff like that. But so I do put hands-on stuff. So if anything's visually broken or dry rotted or anything like that, I do have getting rid of stuff. But as of right now, everything seems to be okay. So I'm not going to take these out, but there's some zip ties in here. I'll take one out and just pull it, move it around, squeeze it, and I gotta waste one just to test them. I mean, it took a minute. It took a little bit of strength to pull that, so they're still good for some use. Mini first aid kit, just some band-aids and such. There is a tooth. This is more or less. I was trying to get this for the backpack so I can be riding a bike and take this with me and still have necessities if something happened and I was stuck on a trail, just for the basics. So there's still a unused camel pack in there just in case. So this is one of those solar panel chargers. It charges this, or it charges whatever you can charge by that. A Where Am I, Where Have I Been book. The breakable light sticks. Some hand wipes that are unopened, so if you do stuff like this, you see that it still has the vacuum to it. That means it's still somewhat decent in there. You can feel it's not crunchy, it's not hard, so that's still good. Little thing of Advil. Some tent stakes. Good thing I found those. This is a eat-in tool, an Eden tool. Flint, screwdriver, flashlight with the batteries out. Never store your flashlights with batteries. Never store any electrical devices with batteries in them. Some light matches. There's nothing in. Oh, this is my. Yeah, so this is paraffin wax coated cotton. So you pull this and you light one of these, and this will stay lit for a long time, and that's one good way to start a fire. Looks like it maybe. Well, maybe I had 2 boxes. There's some of these matches in here also, the kind of the strike anywhere kind of situations. See, this is why you check your stuff out. That is a can opener, which is awesome, but that's rusty and nasty. That's gonna get thrown out. I'll get another one and put it in here. I might have another one somewhere and put it in here, but this is going away. Battery went away. Pen. Lighter with some fluid in it. Some more matches. These are the ones that come on the MREs. Some more zip ties. Real basic compass. Just a plastic one, just something. So while this stuff is all still very usable, so I had multiple kind of setups, and I had a lot of redundant things, 2 of this, 2 of that, 3 of this, 3 of that. So that's one of the things also that's going to happen today. Many things are happening today, yes, I'm sorry. But basically what it is I'm going through and I just want to get rid of or give away to somebody else who might need stuff, my doubles and my triples, or just some of the things that, like this, you got to go through your stuff and make sure that everything's still good, because if you get to the point where you need it one day and you go to it and it's unusable, then you're not good. Actually, I should probably even plug this in outside and just let it charge this up for a while maybe use the light and then charge it up again so it's full. That, you know, that would probably be a good idea. I'm gonna go throw this away. All right, let's do backpack number 2. One of these 2 backpacks I'm gonna end up using as the smallest oh shit kind of thing. But I have levels of capabilities, I guess I would say. So the bus is the biggest one. The bus is completely livable, has everything in it I need to live, everything in it to sustain electricity, water, everything I need. So I can park that bus somewhere. If I'm next to water, somewhat clean water, I have filtrations and everything, so I can just throw a filter in the water and I have electricity and water. And then at that point I just need food of some sort. And even in the bus I do have 60 days of decent food, 60 days that can probably be portioned out to probably 180 days. That's how much food is in that bus, not including the stuff I'm going to show you here today, which is a lot of food here today, which is in the Jeep. So like I said, I had the bus, but say something's going down and I run out of diesel in the bus, or it gets to a point where the roads are just toast, I can't take the bus anymore. Well, if that's the situation, then you bump into the Jeep. You take the Jeep out. So inside the Jeep I'm going to have the OPS Mega 2 power station with its solar panels. I'm going to have everything that we're going to show here today that we put back in the Jeep is going to live in the Jeep from now on, or most of the time. It's going to be in a situation where, if necessary, if I have to ditch the bus, I can get in the Jeep, turn the key, drive away, and it's completely livable also. Just smaller things, less things, not nice things. I'm not going to have a huge frying pan. I'm not going to have a 5-burner stove. I'm not going to have unlimited refrigerator space, stuff like that. But I'm still going to be completely livable. And at that point, the bike's already in there. I'm going to, like I said, I'm going to have the OPS station. I'm going to have a battery or 12-volt powered refrigerator. So I'll have forever power with that. Even just the 240-watt solar panel is enough, I think, to keep things going during the day and charge the unit for a good amount of stuff. And that panel, as of right now, I'm debating on whether I want to put that panel on the top of the Jeep or not. I have been debating on a rooftop tent. I haven't pulled the trigger on it yet. I have a tent, and we're in a huge tent right now, you know, and it's completely livable. So it would just be an extra grand out of my pocket for something that's on top of the Jeep, where it's also more weight up there for back and forth motion and such. So what I'm thinking is instead of that, maybe I'll put a solar panel up there and use the 240-watt portable panel in addition to that. So I'll be able to have, you know, if I can put a 250-watt panel on the roof and have the 240-watt panel on the ground, that's 500 watts of power. That should be plenty of power to be able to compensate for a 12-volt fridge and anything else I need. And the solar should be able to power this in and charge all the batteries back up to 100% every day without a problem. So the Jeep will be at that point completely livable again, because I have a full showering system, full water filtration system, electricity, water storage, and some extras, some nicer things, which you'll see today. So, and then at that point, if it gets to the point where I can't be in the Jeep anymore, and you have to then ditch the Jeep, then you go to backpacks. So because the backpack is going to live in the Jeep, it's going to be part of the Jeep gear. It's not going to be something separate where I'm not going to have, you know, everything in here and then seconds of things in the Jeep elsewhere. No, this is going to be like a part of the Jeep also. But when I need to, I can just grab this and take it out. But so this is going to be the stuff that's completely necessary only. So I don't want to be having to carry a whole bunch of stuff. I actually have even a backpack for Kitty that's going to be set up so that if we do need to go, I just grab that backpack and it has some water, some food, some necessities for her in it too, for, you know, a week or two. So my backpack is going to have food in it and everything. So, but let's get into this backpack. Yeah, this is the backpack that I've been kind of hoarding stuff in. Just whenever I find something kind of cool, I'll take it and I'll just throw it in the backpack. So there is going to be some kind of cool things in here that I've just accumulated over time. Another compass. This. So this, of course, the basic versus the Bear Grylls. You know, I don't want to do it in here. I haven't even really used this in real life situation yet. I've only played with it. So it still has almost all the coating on it, which you got to take off before you can even use it. So that stays. Of course, the life straw. Never used it. Actually, what I should do is find out if they have like a shelf life or a use by date. If that's the case, I might have to start rotating that also. This is a Wilcor V Outdoors 35 liter. Pretty light backpack. It's one of those ones that can be folded into a backpack itself or just a little throw bag kind of thing. So it's a pretty decent little bag. It's one of those materials for me that is like, man, is it going to hold up? But it seems pretty strong. You know, I'm just used to the thicker, almost jeanish material. But I think that's because I always buy the cheap stuff. Not that this is an expensive bag, but I think it's nice. So we're going to use it. This thing that big companies have. Okay. Just my flavor towels. Small one. So this is the nice axe. I do have another, or hatchet, I'm sorry. I had one of these over there that's not in here. That's more of a just universal. This is the one I actually did the spatula thing out there on. I just used this and just kind of, it was fun. Looks like this. It's not exactly. And although this looks like a shovel bag, it's not. It's a trap. This is cool. I'm not sure where I want to keep this. I do have a handle one, like, you know, the big saw. And I guess I can keep that in camping, and this will stay in the backpack. I just want to use this. I think it's kind of cool. So, this is just what I keep. Best by June 2026, so it still has some time. This is best by January 2053. January 2054. Yeah, that's basically everything that was in here. It was food and the 5 bottles of water and a couple other items that just don't need to be in here. Like I said earlier, I had a backpack for Kitty. This is actually a harness situation where it sits on it like this, and these are movable. Yeah, this is yours, huh? Remember this? Kitty knows when we put this on, this is when we go for good bike rides a lot of times, because I'll put her in this and have her I'll be pulling off of this rather than a neck collar. It's a little better on her, and she can give a better pull and tug without her doing that kind of thing all the time. So, but it's also nice because I can fit 2 bottles of water on one side and a bunch of food on the other side, and it kind of weighs it out so that she can carry it, and that's her own water and food supply for, you know, if I'm foraging for food for myself, it's a oh shit situation. I can be also sharing that with her, so this food isn't going to need to be all that time, and all the other food that I have too. So, but it's just an additional thing that she can carry on herself. That's nice. Yep. So here's oh my goodness. I never knew that. Check that out. Whoa. This is going to stay out and we're going to eat this tonight. Mint chocolate chip ice cream. I've only had the vanillas. I didn't even know that was in there. These have been in here probably a year. Oh my goodness, that's staying out. That's nice stuff. This is lash. Oh, we're going to use over dirt. So that's stuff for snow. It's strong. That's the one. This is just wheels. The actual full shell itself. So this would be can't be more solid. They're all just like so you have to it's not fish. That makes sense. This is actually goes on stuff. That's not ideal. This is essentially for cheap. I need to answer. These are more cold down. Big tank goes out, big brown, which is same box. And they do things so this one is that is probably here. This is the only that I use. I use this. Here, you have all reasons. All right, You can see the mess of a tent I have right now, but that's all the stuff that I need to organize. I can't believe I'm finally getting to do it. So, yep. This is what I use for showers. This is the shed, the shower tent, but we also use it for a bathroom. Put the 5-gallon bucket, load the loo on it in there also, and it becomes the shent. Now I'll let you figure that out. There's the solar water heater if needed. Believe it or not, you can just put water in here and put this in the sun and this gets pretty warm. And then you just pump it right out of there. But when I use water in the solar water heater, I just pour it in here, add some more water to it because I don't really take hot showers anyways. And then I just use this. This is has a lithium battery in it. It doesn't come out. You just recharge it. So you take this, you throw it in here, you take the shower head, and you shower. This is the tip for here, which just has a regular piece on it. But it's nice. Sometimes I use it, you know, doing dishes or just to wash my hands, or just if I have the table set up. If I was going to be here for a week or so, I would have this out with pressure and water in it, and just something even just to rinse my hands off and such. So, you know, just be careful when you pull them out. Just hold on to it. Super simple one. So it has a screen top on it. This just like the top of the tent. If it's gonna rain out, or if you wanna poop in there and keep all the smell in, so the next person gets to keep it, you put this on top of there and it does that kind of stuff for you. This is the floor, essentially. It's kind of a rubberized mat. I don't know really what it's made of. You can, it's like the 80s walking suits. Come in here, do your thing, da 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 da, or you do your thing, da 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 da. It's one of those things where I generally don't do it right the first time. Maybe do it upside down. Push. Yeah. I'm letting you guys know that was my first attempt. There's no editing involved. That was my first time, and yes, I am actually excited that I did it my first time because it's not easy. This right here that doesn't have that. It's going to be essentially to the point where if something happens, I open up that passenger rear door, which I'll show you in a minute, and then there's 2 backpacks there, and there's a couple things. Once you take those backpacks out, there's going to be a couple things behind them, and you just kind of grab as much of that stuff as you can and you go, and that's going to be a whole kit in itself. Kitty. She loves those prairie dogs. I don't know if you can see her out there or not. Kitty, come on. It's hot out there. How can you be out there right now? What are you doing? What are you doing? It's gotta be warm out there. Yeah? What you think I feel like? Not some of those fish, the macaroni and cheese too. All right, so as you can tell, I am all packed up. Clouds are starting to come in. You can see them. It's starting to get darker. The wind's coming this way, so all that's coming here. Look in the forecast, and it does say right around 2 o'clock in the morning, very bad stuff. Everything's packed. You got the 5-gallon water back there, the shower tent on the side, the shower setup in the 5-gallon bucket, power station, cooler, the camping gear, the bike, tent, solar panels. There's a lot of stuff in there. And believe it or not, this is all that stuff staying in. One thing I gotta do is get a kit for those. I'm not going very fast or doing anything crazy, so they'll sit right there for now, but I do need to figure something out for that. Hey everybody, how are you doing today? It's tight. And mine. Underneath my seat actually is my bathing suit, whole set of underwear, clothes, socks and stuff, and the Keen water shoes just in case. It's packed. So, on that note, Kitty, wanna say goodbye? Say goodbye. She said goodbye, I heard her. That's gonna be the end of the video this week. I hope you had some kind of fun along with us. If you did, you know those buttons, a subscribe and a like and all that kind of stuff. Maybe you can tell a friend. That is how we get word of mouth out there. But I thank you very much, guys, for coming along. And with that, we're gonna bid you adieu and have a good night. See you next week. Say goodbye, kitty. Come on, say goodbye. Say goodbye. No? All right. All right, get up there. Come on. Just jump. Just do it first time. Get up there. Just get up there. Come on. Get in the Jeep, jerk. Yes, you. Get up there. See, that's what I mean. She jumps so high that she has to come back down to land on the seat. That's how high she jumps. She just doesn't realize it. Yeah? You're gonna drive home? I wish. I wish you could drive. That would, oh my goodness, that would be so awesome. So awesome. Thanks, Kitty.